What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called No Hard Feelings, starring Jennifer Lawrence, of course. Andrew Barth Feldman. It's always that one person on the list that has a name that they just want me to sweat through the entire pronouncing of that. And Matthew Broderick. First of all, here's something I wanted to talk about for about quite a while. I just never knew the right moment to bring this up. And right now is most definitely the perfect moment. All right, I'm talking about Jennifer Lawrence's shaky ass career. No disrespect to her, but there are movies that she does just great in, and then there are movies that she just never should have been picked for that role. And there's a big major one that we're going to get into in a little bit. All right, and for that reason, she just has ups and downs within her career. Because in 2011, X-Men First Class came out. All right, and she played Mystique, and I don't know why she was picked for that role at all. She was so bland and stale in that movie. It was horrible. It was horrible. Now we all remember who played Mystique before she played her, Rebecca Romijn, right? And Rebecca Romijn really didn't do a much more of a better job than she did, but I would still want her back rather than Jennifer Lawrence. I think she just saw how Rebecca Romijn did, and she thought, oh, well, all I gotta do is be sexy, right? No problem. No. You have a second chance to make this character mean something, unlike last time. It didn't mean it was hot. She had some hot scenes, but other than that, no. You dropped the ball. You made it even worse, and you kept coming back and making it. I'm not gonna mess with the English language like that. But you know what I mean. You made it even worse than what it was last time. Horrible. But then in 2012, Hunger Games came out. Now, to be fair, to be honest, I haven't seen 1 ounce of Hunger Games. All right, you know why? Because I found out there's a Japanese version of this. Well, actually, I think the Japanese version is the original, where it's might be better, more violence, straight to it, not PG-13. Now, I have to go watch that Japanese version first before I even start to watch that. Until then, I can't set my eyes on that film. All right? Not even. To be continued on that. But then within that same year, Silver Lining Playbook came out. I actually watched this movie. Okay, I actually watched this, gave it some time, gave my time to it, and it was a good movie. A little strange at times, but good. It made Chris Tucker's career come back to life for 3 seconds, and Jennifer Lawrence did a fantastic job in this. This was one of the up times for her. She did a great job on this film. The role it screamed her. It screamed her name. All right, and she came running to it in the perfect time. All right, so I don't know why she couldn't do a good job with X-Men, but with this, she just knocked the walls down with her performance. I don't know. And in 2013, American Hustle came out. And this is from the same producers as Silver Lining Playbook. So once again, she felt at home and she did another knockout stellar job on that one. I think it's the producer. I think she's comfortable with the producer or director and what they bring to the table. And she just likes, I don't know, their movies. So she wants to, do her best in these films for some reason. And plus, the guy that does the Rocket voice, yeah, he's in all those movies too. Okay, yeah, he's in every movie this guy makes. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know. Maybe she likes the guy. I don't know. Maybe she feels at home on set. I don't know. But she did a great job in that movie. Okay. Then in 2017, Mother came out. Now, here we go, going back down that downward spiral again. All right, here we go. We're back down that rabbit hole of disaster. I've discussed this movie before. Just it was so bad, it was comical. Okay, not only was her performance bad, it's just the movie itself was it was trash. It was something that could have went somewhere, and then as it progressed, or should I say regressed, it became worse and worse and worse, and to the point where you're just watching a screen with somebody shaking a baby in the air, and you're wondering, how did I get here? How did I get to this point? And I'm still watching this movie. Ridiculous. Okay, and it's not like her performance was so good, it just makes you forget about all the other stupid stuff that went down. No, she didn't help. And it was like she felt at home with that movie too. Like she thought she did a great job. No, none of you did a great job. No one brought a damn thing to that movie. It was horrible. It was horrible. Okay? But then in 2018, Red Sparrow came out. Now here we go back up the ladder. Because Red Sparrow was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's a femme fatale type film, and she's playing a woman of the night / spy. And so when those two lifestyles intermingle, things get crazy. All right, there's things in this movie I did not expect, I didn't see it coming. And that was in a time when there was a lot of good movies coming out. There was just a lot of good drama action movies coming out at the time, and she joined in the wave, and she made it happen with that. And she just fit that role real quick. So I don't know what it is that makes her tick, or makes her actually say, hey, I'm going to do a good performance on this movie this time. But she picks and she chooses, I guess. All right, when she wants to be good and when she wants to be, I'm barely even trying. And now we have No Hard Feelings. And yes, I know I skipped over some movies that also came out from her, but a couple of those I didn't even watch. I didn't even bother to watch because at that moment I just got tired of, playing the gambling game, whether it's going to be good or not. And my question is, will No Hard Feelings be another up for her? But to find out, let's go. No Hard Feelings, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, I'm not going to lie, man. If you don't have that Nicki Minaj song playing in your head over and over by now, then I think you're falling on hard times, and you're thinking about selling yourself out so you can keep your house open. All right. So you can keep your home. All right. You're going through hard times. You're thinking of master plans and schemes so you can keep the money in your pocket right now, so you can keep your life together. And you don't have any time to see in these trailers. Don't play me, man. Don't play me. This trailer is all over the place. Okay? You know about it. No Hard Feelings. It's pretty much about this interesting woman named Maddie. All right, and she's quite the character, and she's in a little bit of a financial pickle right now, because she didn't pay up on her car fees or whatever the hell, and the guy she just happened to be messing with was a tow truck man, and he came along to not only rub it in her face, but kind of get a little revenge back by towing her car, which makes her money because she's an Uber driver on the side, right? And a bartender. And so now she must find a way. She must find a way to make sure that she's not taken out of her house within a couple of weeks, because that was her moneymaker. And without that car, she's on the streets. Okay. She looks in the papers one day. There's an ad saying, please come date our son. If you date our son, we'll give you this car. Oh, how perfect, right? How perfect. We'll give you this car. And that'll be your prize for dating our son. So she takes that offer, slides in there, seduces the son, but she doesn't know what she's getting herself into, right? Because the son he's just not any old normal kind of incel or introvert. He's a special kind of introvert. And now she's on a whole nother ride to get that car. And it's going to be a long, bumpy one. And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. The 90s raunchy humor is back, man. They brought this back so strong. I could tell it was coming back from the trailer, all right? It's just something about this movie that it screams mid-90s to late to early 2000s humor. Things that we used to be kind of, a little paranoid. Well, no, we're paranoid to say that now. We can't do it now, but they're kind of pushing the envelope with this movie, okay? They are pushing the envelope. I'm warning you now. There's a lot of viewpoints that they put in the movie too about, how these kids are on their phones all the time now. And everybody's so sensitive, and you can't joke about this and you can't joke about that. And that definitely is portrayed within a certain scene, a prom scene, where she goes to a little party. And it's all over the place. It's so much. There's so much. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because you got to see the movie for that. But it's all over the place. It's that whole new outlook on this new generation and how they just can't take anything. What is it? The social justice warriors? Yes, there's a lot of that going on at that party. And she's just sitting there saying the things that we wish we could say. All right. Another positive. This movie does something with nudity that I've never seen done before. This is a whole new feat for nudity scenes, for nude scenes, period. Okay? Spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. Because I might be saying too much with this, but I'm not saying everything. Let's just say, I'm sure you've never seen a female character fight with in her birthday suit. Let's just put it like that. Now that may seem kind of vague to say it the way I'm saying it, but I'm not telling you everything. I'm not telling you why, when, and where this goes down. But there is a all-out brawl, butt naked style, in this movie. You've never seen anything like this before. I'm warning you right now. It was hilarious, and I just did not expect it because the way it was presented. At first, you think, "Oh, this is rated R. No nudity. Come on, come on, Jennifer." And so it kind of tricks your mind into thinking that nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. They're just gonna keep it a little PG here for what reason I don't know. And then when you gave up, you've already given up on the whole nudity thing. Bam! It hits you right in the face. That scene hits you right in the face. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. So kudos to that. Kudos to that scene alone, for them just even having to do that. Having the meatballs to do that. All right? Love that scene. Crazy. Insane. Third positive. There were some actual strong demonstrations of emotion and dramatic scenes in this movie. Okay? With it being a comedy or being a raunchy comedy at that, you wouldn't think for the slightest that there's going to be some serious moments. There were definitely some serious moments in this film that actually had some substance to it. There was actually something to those serious moments. Like, there were a lot of metaphors to what this meant and what that meant, and you catch on to that. Like the prom scene. Like, you get the whole thing because she never had a prom. She never went to her prom, right? And so now she's with this guy, and he's going to his actual prom. And you see what you kind of understand what's going on there. And then it gets in the whole background of her life and her mother and the situation with her father, and just those things right there. You start to understand the character. You start to understand why she is the way that she is. Why she is a quote unquote man eater. Right? And there's something to that. I'll talk about that later on, but there's something to that man eater phrase right there. But still, yes, you don't think that you would connect with the character because of the way she is and how cold and heartless she is, but this movie just dissects the character's past and why they are the way that they are, and I respect it for that. And you also get a little delve into the guy himself, Perry, right? You understand why he is the way that he is, and so you kind of feel some compassion for both characters at the same time. And then you get back to laughing after all that's said and done, and it kind of has a perfect balance of drama and comedy. You don't get that a lot. You didn't get that with the 90s raunchy movies. And now you're getting it. So, hey, it worked. That perfect balance just worked. And I didn't see it coming. Guarantee I didn't see that coming. All right? Last positive. The character, Perry, who's actually Andrew Barth Feldman, that is a talented actor. I had no idea he had it in him. Okay, there is a scene, there is a musical performance in this movie. Not a musical type thing. Trust me, I don't like musicals. It's not that. All right, it's not that. He actually plays a smooth piano rendition of Maneater in a certain scene in this movie, and it's something I never thought I was gonna like. I was not expecting it. I didn't know I was gonna like this version of Maneater, and he killed it. And it was the actual actor singing the song. All right, so of course I did my research, and he was on some Disney show before that, but he's an actual singer and actor. So he's a talented guy. He's a talented actor, and he brought a lot to this film. All right, just that scene alone, the emotion that was brought from his performance, you could tell that maybe Jennifer Lawrence actually felt those vibes through his, the song he was singing, the piano playing, the actual realization that he was a very talented person. He's a multi-talented person. Okay, so that scene is just crazy. All right, it might get to you. I can see her neck pulsating with emotion. She was trying to hold those tears back. And you never think that the song Maneater by Hall & Oates would be emotional, but it is. He made it emotional. He made it a whole nother song altogether. All right? Ah, man. Negatives. Sometimes common sense wasn't a factor in this movie. Okay? One big thing that stuck out with me, I tried to figure out for the life of me, how is it that you want this whole ordeal to be private and no one to know, your son not to find out that you paid some woman, or no, not paid, you bribed her with a car to date your son, but you don't want your son to find this out. Yet, you put this as an ad in the papers. Now, I don't care if you didn't name any names. All right. You put an address on there. People can figure that out. People can figure that out so quick. They just see the address. They're like, oh, that's so-and-so. So we know who. Come on, man. That didn't make any sense at all. No sense whatsoever to put that in the movie. You shouldn't even said, you shouldn't have said anything, okay, about keeping it a secret. Or maybe, you know what, just maybe handle that in a different way than putting it as an ad in newspaper. Because somebody's going to find out and they're going to put two and two together. And they're going to realize, hey, this might be that couple and they got that son and he's kind of weird. So we kind of figure out what's going on. All right. He needs something really bad. It was, I could not make any sense of that at all. I don't know why they thought, or maybe they didn't think when they put that in the movie, obviously. But it made absolutely no sense. And there's some other things in there that just were a little off. Okay. And so sometimes the movie didn't really connect as far as making any sense from one scene to the next. I think they were just mainly trying to make people laugh at certain times. And it kind of messed with the continuity of the film. All right. So the flow was a little off at times because, reasons. It just, they focused on more of the jokes than actual common sense in this case. All right. Obviously. Another negative. Where did they find so many sensitive ass dudes? No offense, but the role was strongly reversed in this movie. Whereas you have the woman playing the man role and the men kind of on a switch off here, because every man in this movie were like scorned, a woman scorned. They were like women scorned. They were complaining about, well, I got married now and we're just having the best sex and you just don't know what that's what, when you watch the movie, I can imagine this movie, if it was in the 90s or the early 2000s at least, this would be played by Dane Cook. The lead role with Dane Cook, and it would be some young girl. And see, that's another problem or reason they couldn't do it, because the times we're in now. So they could get away with this though. But it just felt like like they switched the roles around because of that. And it was odd. It was very weird. It was very weird at times to see every man she's dated behave like that. You need a tissue or something? A Kleenex? Come on, man up. Horrible. Last negative. This fell short of a killer soundtrack. There were a few songs that were okay, but when I remember a lot of the 90s raunchy comedies just having good soundtracks. I'll throw some up on the screen right now. You know what I'm saying? All those movies, the soundtracks were great upon the movie being funny as hell. Okay, this didn't have that. But you know what? I'm still giving this a hell yes. A hell yes. This came out of nowhere, kind of. Not really. But at the same time, I didn't think it was going to be that good. And it is. All right? I need to press that like button, share. You got to subscribe.